Hi, I'm Casey,
I'm Rebecca.
and today we are going to be discussing morals and ethics in sports with a specific focus on gender equity. Gender equity can be defined as the provision of fairness and justice in the distribution of benefits and responsibilities between women and men. Gender equality, on the other hand, can be defined as rights, responsibilities, and opportunities of individuals will not depend on whether they are male or female, handicapped or able-bodied, young or elderly, white or black, or from rural or urban settings. Women are entitled to live in dignity, safety, and security.
The image on the screen is a direct depiction of equality versus equity, and it is important to know the difference between the two before we jump into specific examples. To understand gender equity is to understand that women and gender diverse people are not in the same starting position as men.
So the first example of this is Catherine Switzer. She was the first woman ever to run the Boston Marathon and revolutionize the sport of running for women. She was able to complete her race even after the co-director charged after her and tried to take her number from the race, and before she had to hide her gender in order to participate in the event. Example number 2, the NCAA basketball has been facing disparities because women's basketball is significantly undervalued due to significantly higher TV time for men's basketball. Also, after social media posts outline the difference between the treatment of athletes at the men's and women's NCAA tournaments, with teams at the men's tournament given better food, workout areas, recreation space, and gifts compared to their counterparts in the women's bracket. The third example we're going to explore is the U.S. women's national team coach faces 73 lower pay while being the same gender as the male U.S. men's national team coach. The women's national team has won 6 gold medals, while the men's team has only tallied 2, and none of them being gold. Although the women's head coach has a more decorative career than the men's head coach, he is still underpaid and not at an equal wage.
So to tie this all together, we'll discuss the Catholic intellectual tradition and the Benedictine hallmarks in the rule of Saint Benedict. Starting with the Catholic intellectual tradition, it states that men and women are innately different and we were created to fulfill different things for different reasons. We as male and female each have entities that we were born to be better at. So in order to give women the same thing as men, this directly breaks down and disrespects not feminism, but femininity. Women are not asking to be treated like a man, but rather to be respected as a woman. In regards to the rule of Saint Benedict and the Benedictine hallmarks, we're going to be focusing on 3. The first 2 are stewardship and humility, and these hallmarks tie directly into treat others how you want to be treated. And lastly, love. So in order to understand love, we picked a Bible quote from Romans 12, 4-8. For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, do it diligently. And if it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully. So to love someone else is to wish the best for them. In regards to Catherine, during her race, she was not being loved, as she was being pushed by others. In regards to the NCAA women's basketball players, they were not being loved to the fullest when they were given less than men's basketball players and expected to perform the same or better. They may have been loved, but not to the fullest extent. The NCAA's lack of equity and love allowed an emotional snowball effect for those who may have been affected by the game. The U.S. women's national team coach was not being loved to the fullest, even when he was more decorated than the men's national team coach.
So today we discuss morals and ethics with a focus on gender equity within 3 different sports examples and how they each related to both the Catholic intellectual tradition and the Benedictine hallmarks.